called a farmer bread. It's an old recipe, and you make it at night. That's why it's nighttime tonight. And you leave it setting. You seal the container and you leave it overnight. And then in the morning you stir it down and you put it in a round greased with cornmeal in the bottom pan. Cover it, let it rise for an hour and a half, and then you bake it in the oven, a really hot oven, 425 for 15 minutes, and then turn it down to 400 degrees for another hour. So I'm going to make this tonight. Now what it uses is 4 cups of flour. Just throw it all in a bowl. 1, 2. Okay, come on now. 3. I had to use the rest of my flour here. God, what a mess I make. I'm telling you, I am a slobber. The other cup was a little short, so I'm going to make that one a little bigger. In fact, it was a little short, so we're going to add just a little bit more flour from that. Okay, so that's 4 cups. 4 cups of flour. A half a cup of rye flour. This is my rye flour. Half a cup of rye flour. I'm actually measuring, well, close measuring. And a half a cup of wheat bran. Of course, this is an old Newport Creamery ice cream container. They haven't been in business for 20 years more. And this is bran. Okay, this is wheat bran. I'm getting a half a cup of wheat bran. You really got to seal up wheat bran, because otherwise little buggies come out of it. Half a cup of wheat bran. Okay. To this you add 2½ teaspoons of salt. 2½ teaspoons of salt. Okay. 1, 2½ teaspoons of salt. Okay, and then we're going to add, oh, that feels nice. I'm going to add a teaspoon of yeast. Teaspoon of yeast. Teaspoon of yeast. And 2 1/3 cups of tap water. Okay, tap water. So tap water. 2 1/3 cups. In other words, it's cool. 1. 2. And 1/3. That's my half. Jeez. 1/3. Okay. Take this. We stir it. Cover it, and put it in a sealed container overnight. Ta-da! Sealed container overnight. We'll look at it tomorrow morning, and then we'll work on it tomorrow. That's it. Okay, it is now almost 7 o'clock in the morning. This is overnight sitting on the counter, the dough. That's about 12, well, not quite 12 hours sitting on the counter. Okay, covered of course, just like that on the counter. So now I'm going to spray my bean pot. You can use any kind of a pot, but I have a nice fat bean pot. I'm going to spray it. Greased and cornmeal pan. I'm going to put some cornmeal in here. This is cornmeal. And the cornmeal puts a nice crust around the bread. I'm going to try to and shake it all around so that it gets pretty much around the sides. And I'll get the excess out of here. Okay, so there's my cornmeal pan. Okay, now I'm going to take my dough. I'm going to put it in here. I'm not kneading it or anything. I'm just putting it in here. I can smell the yeast. It smells like beer. Oh, this is kind of tough to get this out with this spatula. Let's see if we can get it out here. Keep it on a... Don't touch it with your hands. It'd be sticky, sticky, nasty, sticky. Okay. You're stirring it down as you're doing this, so the air's coming out of it. That's a better idea. Put it like that. Makes it a little easier. There we go. It's in there now. Put that in the sink, wash that. Okay, see that? I'm going to cover this and let it rise about an hour and a half. And then I'm gonna let it rise for an hour and a half. I'm putting it in a warm place, so it'll rise pretty quickly. So probably about an 80-degree place, which is my proofing oven. And then I'll come back in an hour and a half and we'll bake it. Okay, it's been an hour and a half and it's risen about double in size. It looks pretty good. And now I'm going to put the oven on to 425. Preheat the oven for 425. And then I'll put this in at 425 and I'll throw a tablespoon of water in there. That gives moisture so you get a nice crisp top. And 425 for 15 minutes, and then I turn it down to 400 for another hour. So I'm preheating the oven right now. So when it gets hot, I'll throw it in. Okay, the oven's up to temperature. So I'm going to open the oven, take the top off of this, open the oven, throw in the water, tablespoon of water, nice thing, put this in, close up the oven, 15 minutes at 425. Okay, it's been an hour at 400, so I'm taking the bread out, and this is what it looks like. There it is. Let's see how hard it is. You think that's hard and crusty? I think so. So now I'm going to put it on a rack, flip it out, and put it on the rack. And there is a loaf of farmer's bread. When it cools, I'll cut it open and go from there. But it's nice and crunchy, so it's going to be delicious. Okay, I'm going to cut open this bread here and show you what it looks like. Beautiful. Look at that. Gorgeous. Delicious. And there it is.